Good morning and welcome to Vienna. Of course, the host city of Vienna Spring Break. A regular fixture on the European Ultimate calendar as the loudspeaker kicks the games off. I'm Stefan Rapazzo. I'm here with the incredible, the wonderful Benji Reese to call this game the first game of the Vienna Spring Break. Get things kicked on, but in the open division. Benji, I guess, how are you this morning? We got a little bit of time to chew the fat, and then tell me about who we got in front of us here.
I'm a little tired. It's quite an early start for us. 8 o'clock in the morning local time here in the Austrian capital. So I think, I won't lie, I've been sprightlier, but delighted to be here on the ground in such a wonderful, beautiful city, and looking forward to one of my favourite events on the calendar.
We've got bigEZ, the host team from Vienna, taking on Zurich Ultimate, and they are called PlatZHirsch. Zurich playing in the navy, bigEZ playing in the white. And these games, Benji, a little bit different this year with the qualifying. And you'll know all about it if you're following the UF, everything, but we'll talk about that more as the game and the weekend go. But into the first point, here we go, easy with the disc. And the big shot goes right away, it's on target. No problem there. Rettel continues on.
Here we go!
Attacking Schmeid, and in for a goal early, Benji. That first offensive look by bigEZ did indeed look easy.
It's always what you want to start off, not just a game, but a tournament as well. Clean offensive hold, not really too much to worry about. You're able to stretch the field as well with a deep shot. That's always pleasing because it gives you kind of more room to work with as the game develops, because you've always got that threat in a defender's mind. So it makes it actually, you know, we've got to be aware of the bigger look going deep, because hey, we know they're going to put it, so it's going to be in the mind. The fact that they're able to start so fast is probably testament to being the home side here, where, you know, you're at home, you're comfy, you're in your own beds, and though yes, it's an early start, it doesn't feel quite so early if you can make sure you've got to bed nice and early and got a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
We definitely did.
We did. I don't know if everyone here did. A lot of camping, of course, at Vienna Spring Break. It is a beautiful day and a beautiful forecast for the weekend, but reports are that it was still a little bit crisp overnight, Ben.
Yeah, I can imagine, because often actually you think, well, it's glorious during the day, so it'll be lovely at night as well. But actually, without that little bit of cloud cover, it can, be rather frigid.
So Weber and Zurich try their hand at their first offensive possession from the far sideline. And overshot potentially the intended receiver, but Weber there to clean things up. Ooh, and that throw behind again, but a nice grab. But the ensuing throw gets gobbled up and now bombed the other way. It's hanging up, Obermeyer under it. And Obermeyer gets up big and takes a first break for the bigEZ.
This game could not have started any better for the bigEZ. Clean offensive hold, and then defensively, even before the turnover, you felt like there was that pressure. They were forcing some slightly dicey looks and not really getting anywhere. In a hurry were Zurich's offense, and then intercept it and then quickly bang it the other way. This is what D-lines like to do. You've got a little bit more license to be slightly looser with the disc, back your athletes to go up big, and that's exactly what Max Obermeyer did there.
Yeah, I love D-line offense of the aggressive shoot-to-kill style.
If you can capitalise quickly, you know, that's why we talk so often about catching your Ds, because if you do, then the now defenders, previously offensive players, just takes a little bit of time to adjust, and actually you can catch them in transition, just as the bigEZ did there.
Yeah, not only can you ensure there's no second chance off a bobble or a mac, but as you just said there, you get that the option of the quick conversion the other way. So as we were talking about it off the top, and as I said, we will continue, but EUCS, this is an EUF approved event, Benji. every game counts. We're thinking of the right name. Right now we're going to call him Ravi the Abacus Vasudevan, the creator of the algorithm. If you've got any help with the name, first things first, that's what we're looking for. Spalholz is charging down on the Zugplatz attacker. But a completion nonetheless. Beran gets it to Weber. bigEZ defense is suffocating right now. No easy options. Even that, the inside throw, was a tough line. Ooh, the dump pass behind, but caught on the offhand. And that lead, they are being made to work, are Zurich, but they're working. Churning towards that end zone now, crossing the field over the defender was the hopes, and not sure he touched it, but certainly in the way.
Yeah, it feels like as a receiver that you're getting hands to, you should be bringing it down, but also you're slightly, I think, maybe waiting for the defender to get a tip so you can make an adjustment of that. The points feel like a real grind offensively for PlatZHirsch, but they're going to get another opportunity here.
Yeah, that's a bit favorable on the counter-attack that time. It goes to sideline, and PlatZHirsch will go again. Looked for the inbound right away, not available. High stall count has to throw it, and that goes right into the teeth of the defense. Is there a call bench? It's Mvento who gets the call. No, this is just rolled out. They're bringing it back.
Yeah, just really good coverage there. The dumb defenders making sure, just really mirroring the hits, no way to get through, then downfield, sitting in that open side a little bit, saying, hey, try and break us. We don't think you've got the angle for it, and they couldn't find a way through.
So, violation there is going to go right back to Max Obermeyer. And he's going to start again from his own end zone. Obermeyer gets the gainer to the man they call Holtzy, Spalholz. And they go straight back to him, and why not? EZ as their namesake. Spalholz collects and delivers to Mvento, and bigEZ, Benji, you said it at one point earlier, couldn't have been a better start, but it just keeps coming now, 3-0.
When you've got a target downfield like Alex Spalholz, you're going to put that more often than not, and they didn't even really need to do too much for that one, just created the separation early, and there's nice backup there for the bigEZ as well, just to capitalize from it.
Yeah, he's the type of player that, you know, when I played, I was a thrower, he's the dream teammate for any hucking handler. And Max Obermeyer knew as soon as he got that from Spalholz that as soon as he saw those first two steps were going vertical, he was winding up and ready to just put it up. Basically, you know, Spalholz did get separation, but he's the kind of player with some matchups, just keep it in bounds. And
if he's single covered, he's open.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned that this tournament EUF certified, even though it's not one of the official spring invites. Teams have the option with some tournaments this year to say, you know, we're bringing a relatively full roster. We're happy for our games to be counted towards our ranking in the algorithm, provided the other team says the same. So these two sides who were both at spring invites last weekend, and we'll get into that a little bit more later. Yeah, both saying, you know what, let's get this game onto our ranking and get the 10 games up early, as that looks like, oh my word, great D.
Yeah, a little head smack there by the Zugplatz intended target. That was made difficult. If he would have got that, that would have been a heck of a catch. But probably the best approach we've seen from Zugplatz to have a chance at scoring thus far has been that huck.
Yeah, you can see that this just hangs up there, maybe ever too slightly too long. and it allows Hochmeister the chance to go up and climb the ladder and just smack it away, utilising that size advantage.
So easy again on the conversion hope. Kolbikla goes inside. Schönbauer. And they churn, and the defense comes there, and that is retribution bench.
Just gave away that inside line, allows the defender to come through, get a big palm, pour it out of the sideline, which is exactly what PlatZHirsch needed. 3-0, they're already in a tough position. 4-0, just all of a sudden it feels so much worse.
Yeah, they had a tough go in Grenoble last weekend. They're hoping to right a few of their wrongs. They said the wind was a difficulty for them. Nice and wind-free today, and they're on the board with that bench.
Going down the line to Ziegel Gansberger. Something they've lacked a little bit, it's fluency, I think, offensively early on in this one. It feels like the majority of their possessions, it's even when they, make a aggressive pass forward, they get some good position with it. There's no timing or synergy in the continuation downfield, and what that ends up meaning is you're getting into high stall counts, your players are having to work harder, defenders are easier to adjust, but this time, nice big gainer down the line, and the continuation is timed, and the defender is Schönbauer, is trailing in coverage, and nothing really he could do to it on that occasion. That is much more like what PlatZHirsch would have wanted, because as you mentioned, they were at the Spring Invite in Grenoble last weekend. Had a bit of a rough go of things. They're ranked 37th overall after that initial weekend. So they lost their first five games, 13-8 to Aarhus of Denmark, 15-6 to compatriots Frisbee, 15-5 to Heidi's, 15-8 to Smash, 13-10 to the Dutch UFO, and then they finally picked up a victory in their last game of the weekend, 12-8 over Paris's Révolutionnaire.
Révolutionnaire. I once coached in that club system.
I was going to say, you coached their women's side, didn't you?
I did coach their women's side about, 5 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago.
You've been over here so long, Steph.
It's
lovely.
It was supposed to be a quick little jaunt to Europe, and it's gobbled me up, Benji, but I'm happy to be here. That for sure. bigEZ now. Can they get their O-line clicking after their D-line did them some favors? That one hanging up and well taken. Schmid. And he gets it back and throws the assist in for goal there. I believe that's the 33 shirt bench.
I must admit, I can't quite see because he hasn't turned around yet.
I think it's Hochmeister.
But another offensive point, only the second of the game for the bigEZ, of course, because they had that nice little break train. But so far it seems that when they're receiving the ball, they're going to try and look to isolate that deep space early and often. It feels like Schmid's one of those going to be key targets to exploit that, and you're right that it is Marius Hochmeister who's able to catch the score. And this is the point now where if you're the Swiss side, you're probably thinking maybe we back the cutters a little bit, we try and force them into the underneath space, because their deep game seems to be fully fit and firing. The bigEZ themselves were also in Spring Invite action last weekend. They were in Brno, ranked 21 overall with a 3-3 record. They lost their first 3 games, 14-9 to KFK. A Universe Point heartbreaker to Uprising of Poznan, 14-13, and then down 15-8 to 3 SB, who were looking good and went undefeated in Brno, and then wins 12-9 over Örebro, a Universe Point victory, 10-9 over Outsitters, and then another Universe Point victory, 11-10 over the Panthers of Wrocław.
Back are PlatZHirsch. Up the line, strong hands. And the around comes back to Weber. Weber inside throw, and Veto puts the body on the line there. And does it quite cleanly, even though there was a collision. It was clean enough. He was in that path first. And a great D for him, Veto. And then given back there, a little bobble bench.
Yeah,
looks like a ground strip bobble.
I think just lost his footing. It's understandable, especially early on in the morning where the grass is wet and slick with that dew.
Leading throw too far, but the backup plan is there. Johnny on the spot collects the goal, and PlatZHirsch put a second on the board, Benj, make it 4-2. And you know, we were once talking about it going 4-0. This is, they have not stolen back the momentum, but they have stopped the onslaught.
It wasn't clean, but it counts all the same regardless. Stefan Van just kind of keeping his head up, keeping aware. And was he the intended original target? Probably not. Does that matter? Also, not necessarily, to be honest. He's just kind of, you can see he's always got his eyes back on the thrower. I think it's intended as the up line, but with that bigEZ defender just really sitting and poaching in that space, you have got that window to slide the inside shot through, as they did there, and make it 4-2. Beautiful morning here in Vienna, Steph.
Oh, goodness gracious. We were here last year, both Benji and I had the pleasure, and as much as the tournament was fantastic, the weather was very far from it, and we were both ecstatic to see the weather forecast coming into this weekend.
Me too, especially because I did not check before I got here, so I could have been woefully underprepared.
Well, I don't think there's too much to prepare as far as weather's concerned. As Spalholz gets that one, we've got sunshine and no clouds forecast for the day. Let's see if it holds up. Inside to Max Obermeier. Obermeier opens the backhand and has a perfect looking throw there. Hits Hochmeier again. How about that throw from Obermeier?
Hochmeier is a real finisher for them, isn't he? Just has that nose for the end zone, and the O-line still yet to turn over for the bigEZ. That was, I think, a good adjustment, though, by their opponents. They didn't allow the deep shot for as long, and by the scoring pass, you know, you're not in the red zone, but you're not too far outside it. Red zone, kind of that term we're using to, you know, say that space from the attacking brick mark onwards, just to indicate, you know, that you're in a really good scoring position. Opened up to that little upline cut there, sells the defender into the backfield, slices the upline shot through, and then with the defender on the wrong side, you've got that backhand continuation, and you can, providing you can bend it around the deep defender, hit the target, and Hochmeier makes it 5-2.
5-2. As EZ sends the pull. And Weber takes the opening throw. Gramiger leads in that one, a little bounce on reception, but handled by Van. Van, nice rubbery around backhand to Weber. And Van. Ooh, and a straight up drop off two hands. Gramiger can handle and gives a gift to the EZ. Offhand, backhand by Obermeier to get it off the line. And the deep shot, ooh, it hangs, but enough space there. Down to the dump space for Spalholz. And Spalholz has put it behind and allowed a D on it.
Just a little bit sloppy, that from both sides.
Inbound, and now the big up line, and then Weber gives another gift back. They are being all too kind to one another right now.
Just, I think, dust yourself down, wipe the hands on the shorts to make sure there's no excess moisture, pick up and play some defense.
Yeah, that's it. EZ with their second kick at the break can. Spalholz to Obermeier. Obermeier had Spalholz had the face mark and got the blind throw. The shot for goal goes for turnover again, and this one is anybody's point at this stage.
It was looking really good to that final scoring pass, just getting quite congested and cluttered downfield, weren't clearing each other enough space to work with, and that's why when you get those missed throws, it's so much more likely for them to be punished. Because if you think about it, they've worked with this from one sideline to the other really nicely. Turnover, though, is going to give a short field opportunity. Oh, Obermeyer going with the offhand backhand, and it was ever so slightly behind Valentin Durchmeyer. He couldn't reel it in, and now Zurich go deep, but to no avail.
So Obermeyer is going to pick back up, and he and Spalholz will kick off the possession. Nice go to ground there. I like it, ensuring that possession. As well as this point's gone, you don't take any reception for granted. The deep shot is up. It is hanging, and Yachim is there for the goal. Easy, finally get that one. These ones feel like they count for more, Benji.
Yeah, nicely done there by the number 69. Just had the gas. He wondered for a little bit, how much is this throw going to sit? Is he going to have to make the layout? No, just the fleetness of foot along the floor, and they gave themselves enough opportunities. And this is not a surprise. We've got a timeout call.
Well, a good time for them to take a break first thing in the morning on Saturday. We'll take a short break ourselves and be back to your screens with more action from Vienna Spring Break.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
We are back and ready, as we always are, for more action. Thank you for joining us here on ULTI.TV. Happy you can watch, free to air, free on YouTube, another European event. And it's just been an exciting start to the season, Benj, with all the new integration of the qualifying games. There are, at the end of the day, more games being streamed, put onto screens. We love when we can bring them to you this way. And if you love it too, help the algorithms. Hit that like button, share, comment, and check out what we do on Patreon.
Yeah, mentioning, of course, that we're going to be at Tom's tourney next weekend. I'm very jealous of you.
I can't wait, Benji. We wish Benji could be with us everywhere. We wish we could just pack him in and bring him everywhere, but he's got other things to do as well.
And ULTI.TV is going to be producing the coverage of the Elite Invite in Leuven the week after.
Yeah.
So back-to-back Belgian Ultimate for you. Although I say Belgian, obviously there will be some Belgian sides, but the best Europe has to offer.
Into the dump space, PlatZHirsch. Gainer goes. And that one with a little bounce as Wiebert hangs on. Put the pass up, did float it a bit too much, but they got away with it. Shot for goal, 2-on-1. He got there first, did Begelbock. He felt some contact from behind, is what he's talking about, Benji?
Yeah, maybe back-to-back fouls here. On the reception from Weber, he didn't actually land in bounds, but he called the force-out foul, saying that there was a little bit of a push there as he caught it, which meant that he landed out of bounds. And then quickly not contested and puts the deep shot up to Begelbock, who calls it. They have the discussion, say, you know what, actually, I don't think there's anything in that. Turnover stands.
I think I liked the retracted call there.
I must admit, on first viewing, I didn't see what would warrant a foul call, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there wasn't anything there. And if you're not sure, I always think the best course of action is to call it, have the discussion, because you can always say, actually, you know what, retract the call.
Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. I spoke at a turn there. We're allowed to speak at a turn, especially when your heart's pumping and you're putting it all on the line out there. But well resolved indeed. And that one too far for Obermeyer, and now PlatZHirsch with a very short field, Benji.
Yeah, Obermeyer just stopped because he didn't think the disc was going up.
And easy one for Van to cash it in. A unfortunate string of events for easy there, but PlatZHirsch more than happy to take advantage of it.
It's what you have to do when you're down in the game. If you're given those opportunities, if you're given the short fields, if you're given the free turnovers, make the most of them, especially in the red zone. You've got to capitalise. And that is what they did there. Just taking advantage of not everyone ready and in position, and all Van has to do is make sure that he can get his feet down in bounds, which is more than easy enough for the score. Sun shining ever brighter here in Austria. Going to be a nice warm day today, and the forecast is good for tomorrow as well, even getting into the 20s, which is rarefied air over given the winter. I don't know about you down in Nice, Steph, but it's been very wet in the UK this winter.
Nice has been nice, as its namesake says, but it has been a little bit wetter than normal. And yeah, but I don't think comparable to what you deal with up in the UK.
No, especially in the valleys, which natural feature of living in a valley, you get a lot of rain.
Easy, trying to keep it looking easy.
Change the defensive look here, PlatZHirsch, saying, you know, we haven't forced enough pressure with our D-line, so let's try zoning just to give them a different look and see if maybe it takes them a little bit of time to try and figure it out.
Kolbickler to Spalholz.
I must admit, the Austrians adjusted to it pretty quickly, but Spalholz with a daisy cutter.
Yeah, a worm burner. I like daisy cutter bench. You always have the good stuff. But yeah, a low throw, and he says it was affected by some contact and calls a foul on that throw.
I think this is going to stay with Spalholz. bigEZ very kindly laying out some kind of cones for us to mark a clear line of sight. That's good hosting work.
Hard fake now, the dump space. Pops one over the shoulder, Spalholz. Straight back into the hands of Gag. And now finds Kolbickler in the dump space. bigEZ chipping away in the handle space, and then they shoot for the big one and do it well. Schmid there, the target. Back on the board are the Easy.
You know how you get things done? Discipline, discipline, discipline. I'm aware that I sound like Mr. Trunchbull when I say that, but the point stands. That's a very clear plan and line of attack there from the bigEZ. Once they got into the red zone especially, and that transition came into one-on-one, it's going to be nice, tight, stack, downfield, in the center. Give ourselves those two wide spaces. Swings, can we bounce it back and forth? You know, if there's no continuation, then back into the handler set, redirect traffic to the other side of the field, stretch them laterally, and trust that eventually we're going to catch someone out of position on their heels, and just back yourself to make the scoring throws. But if you don't see anything, okay, we can just keep resetting this, keep patient, keep our discipline.
Discipline is Destiny, Benji. It's a great book, Ryan Holiday. for any of you stoic searching readers out there, but most certainly in sport as well. As Benji said, stick-to-itness of your game plan and that possession and recycling and putting your discipline to that is always a great option in the sport of Ultimate. Down to ground to keep that one up. Gramiga fakes the backhand, looks back, nobody in the space he looked to, and then threw right into the charging defense. bigEZ now with a chance to go the other way. Max Obermeier puts a nice forehand up and caught off balance, but athletic catch by Riegler. Now into the dump space. Deutsch Bayer puts the hammer, and it's on target. 2 hands up for that one, Benji. That makes it 8-3. bigEZ really stretching away.
That is absolutely the throw of a player in a side that is high on confidence. Maybe it's 0-0 and you're not putting that one up, but when you're 7-3 to the good, generally you've been looking pretty hot. You know, you're at home as well, so now you've just got that extra level of comfort, and that hammer was right on the money as well. So absolutely understand why Deutsch Bayer felt the need to just to open up the arsenal here, especially in the break near the end zone when it can be tougher to find space. You don't necessarily need a huge amount of separation downfield, and he saw that Jasnek had the opportunity to make that break side cut, and that gives the bigEZ an 8-3 half-time lead.
And with that halftime lead, we'll take a halftime break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. More action from Vienna Spring Break.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Second half action of Vienna Spring Break. PlatZHirsch down 8-3 at half, beginning the second half on offense.
And Van gets the upliner. Leading Grove had a chance, Benji, but missed by a couple inches at most, it seems.
That sort of game so far for the Swiss. That should be a score all day. Let's be honest, really. Van doesn't really have any pressure on the throw, and he just overthinks it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the throw certainly had the wrong angle on it. That should have been a forehand outside in or a backhand inside out, but it ended up being a backhand outside in and just was curving away from the receiver the whole flight path. Obermeier sees his favorite target and says, why not? And I think we agree that that was a good option. As Spalholz gets under, gives, then makes a little cut to the end zone. Doesn't get it right away. Now, is there enough separation? Yes. Spalholz does a little dance, one pass later, and is in for the goal.
Does a little lance, they make a little love, and they're getting down this morning, aren't they? 9-3. And what I like about that deep shot there from Obermeier is it goes up so early. Spalholz isn't even at midfield by the time he pulls the trigger, but they cleared that deep space. There's no traffic there. All he has to do is get it out early, get it up high, and he doesn't lead him all the way into the end zone, but he gets the majority of the way there. And then it's a question of, can we get back up? Can we transition into the one-on-one, the two-on-two in the end zone? And he sells the break side. The defender turns around the wrong way, so he takes his eyes off Spalholz. He can see the disc, but he can't see who he's marking. And Spalholz sees that, oh, this is a freebie. So he takes the open side cut. By the time the defender realizes, it's already too late.
9-3 make it. Spalholz, Obermeier, and bigEZ trying to drive this one to the finish line quicker than these opponents might like right now.
I will say that that connection between Obermeyer and Sparholz is already in late season form by the looks of it.
Collected by PlatZHirsch. Vili brought it into play and gets it again. One more time for Vili. Takes the up liner, nice gainer, Bisat, and there's the turn again. PlatZHirsch can't put a foot right now.
Got to be executing on those. Pick downfield, I think. Or maybe a foul, push-off foul.
On the disc or upfield?
In the stack.
Yeah. Leading throw goes over their head and then insured and knocked down. PlatZHirsch with a second chance to hold.
Yeah, PlatZHirsch not in a position to take the risk with that one.
Vili goes back. Bisat. Back to Vili. Bisat into the middle. Schneider. And the throw for goal is the one that's not accurate, and they give it back.
It's so frustrating as a unit when everything looks like it works right up until you make that throw into the end zone. And that time, well, the sideline in the end was the winner.
Yeah. Those end up being the water bottle kickers when, as you said, everything is working. The sideline can finally start feeling some momentum. All right, we're doing it. This is the way. This is the way. And then the one throw is off, and yeah, you just kind of, as I say, water bottle kicker. Let the frustration out some way, somehow. Up line for bigEZ now, going the other way. And giving it back. That far sideline, near sideline. These sidelines are winning a lot of battles, Benji. Vili goes for it, puts it up. It looks like it's gonna work. It has worked. In for the goal is PlatZHirsch. And nice throw by Vili. Kind of seemed like a bit of a hope, but when it was in the air, it's like, no, there is separation there. You've crossed the field well, exposed the defense, and if you can make throws like that, you should be taking throws like that.
Yeah, with the stall count rising and not really seeing the separation he wanted from the supporting handler there, thought, you know what, let's give someone a chance, put a bit of air underneath it as well, seeing if we can curl it over the defenders, and that's exactly what he was able to do. It was a brilliant throw from Vili, and, you know, just rewards, I think.
Stop right here, we can stop right here. Der kommt nicht! Jungs, es ist links zu! Offensive, links zu! Keine anders!
Got you at your back. Sorry.
Just going to be another stoppage out there, just trying to work out why. Apologies if you heard something coming over the stadium public address there, just like a little bit of feedback, someone giving it a blow and clear out.
Getting ready for a end of game call perhaps, but we're not that close. As PlatZHirsch put it between the hands and get it near the midfield mark. Ooh, a squeaky little throw there to keep that alive by Ziegel Sandsberger. Back in the hands of Vili. He goes wide to Violet. Violet over. Shoots, looking for Vili up line, but tries to go over the shoulder. There is a foul called. Is it on the reception or is it on the throw? If it's on the reception, I don't know, Benj. The throw was off.
Yeah, it depends what the call is. Maybe if you're saying, you know, there was a clip of the heels there, so I couldn't get up to full speed. I couldn't get a full extension on a layout attempt. Because I like the idea, you just need to sit that one up a little bit more so you can really give the players time to attack it.
It has been conceded, turnover accepted, and bigEZ will churn away at another chance to score. Spalholz with the disc. He gets the under. And again in his hands. Kolbickler. Spalholz goes around, pressure on, but completion stands. Gag puts it in, even closer, but not in. They're still working it around. Hockmeyer floats one over. Spalholz chisels into the middle. And there it is for goal. It's Gag, who finally puts one in. Good bit of recycling by EZ for that goal.
Yeah, we talked about it on their previous offensive score. Just staying patient outside the red zone, sticking to the plan, and trusting that someone is going to be able to find that space, eventually be able to get free. You know, you can break the mark when you need to. Just you continually shuttle players from side to side, back and forth. Eventually, someone's going to be out of position, and they were. It wasn't fancy necessarily, but it was, yeah, well drawn and well planned. We've all seen teams that, you know, they look really good, but don't or can't quite get the job done.
And the pull goes up by Spalholz. Hangs one up. Is it going to stay in?
Yeah, there is.
It's caught, so it did stay in. It might have faded out had he let it go, but I'm happy enough with the reception attempt to get things moving. Arm. The pull receiver with the disc again.
Yeah, we've seen how PlatZHirsch have struggled at times when they've not been able to get their offensive flow going. So catching so you can start, even though you might be in a slightly worse position, from motion rather than starting from a standstill, I think works well for them.
Yeah, and it was close enough that it would not have been a guaranteed brick, I don't think, anyways. Maybe. Weber goes high and takes, wearing the Rhino orange hat. Nice left hand to go to ground there. Van engaged and gets. Correa to Van. PlatZHirsch, I'm just going to say the bigEZ defense is all over them, and they're well and clearly all over them, as the step in front takes every bit of that, and now they're 10 meters away, and now they're in for goal. Bench, they just steamrolled their way into the end zone once they took that.
I like that from the bigEZ, because rather than think, oh, we've got an advantage here, so let's go deep all the way, say, well, I've got a few steps and you've got a few steps as well, and so we can make all that ground in the little 1-2 yard passes anyway. Just run the gauntlet for most of the field, pinball it back and forth, and then they got near the red zone and just a leading pass into space really in the end. Nothing too fancy, but it's all about just the little double dribble down the center of the field.
Yeah, as you see again, the deep cut didn't ever stop, so it really stretched out the defense by PlatZHirsch. And the 1-2 worked, and Vento there had all sorts of space to finish that one off. Benji. Great finishing by the bigEZ D-line. Puts them up 11-4 in the driver's seat, very much in command of this one.
Die Leute, das ist der Streaming-Bereich. Noch immer. Aber wenn man 1000 und ja, wenn sie noch nicht haben. Ja, okay, ja. We tracked it. Let's go,
And PlatZHirsch lines up, put it. That one looks good. It is good. Hangs and lands in the hands of Kimmich, the Czech import for PlatZHirsch. And well, why not at this stage start being a little bit more liberal with the deep shots?
I think you have to. You haven't really got anything to use at this point, so even if you can't come all the way back in this game, it's still good to work on for the rest of the weekend and the rest of the season. And I think key to that one is the edge on the disc, just bending it over the defender to really take them out of the play. Just it's not all about the weight of pass. The trajectory is so important as well. PlatZHirsch just getting ready to pull again, which we haven't seen them do too much so far this game, although they are now beginning to generate turnovers against bigEZ's offense.
Hey, big train, big train!
I'm still not entirely sure why Vienna is called the bigEZ as a city. I'd love any help from our wonderful viewers back in home. Clicking that like button. Do you know why Vienna is called the bigEZ? Let us know if you do. Around the handlers and an error there, giving PlatZHirsch a chance to break with a short field, but they're discussing.
Still talking about this one here, Steph. I think it is going to stay as a PlatZHirsch disc, and boy, do they need to get the break here.
Boy, do they ever.
You're never in a good position when you're further behind your opponent than your opponent is from the victory.
Yeah, that's a bad indication indeed. Makes catch-up seem that much more difficult. Willi sees the defense closing the space and goes back to his handle. Back to Willi again. All the way around. Caselli. And the shot is bang on. A little bit of momentum now. Correa gets that little bit of momentum there for PlatZHirsch, but a good-looking break.
Maybe some subatomic particles of momentum. It's not a lot, but it is something. It helps when you've got a receiver with sticky hands. So even as they're backpedaling and adjusting, they can still make sure that the disc just sticks in the claw there. But this is what PlatZHirsch needs to do, right? The bigEZ have been good, but they've not been perfect. And when they do make mistakes, you have to capitalise on them, especially when you've got the sort of deficit that they find themselves in now.
Especially when you get the deficit, and especially when the field's that short. You get the opportunity to break, and you've got to go the whole length of the field. That's one thing, but when you get the opportunity to break, you don't do it in 2 short throws. That is, those are the gifts that you don't want to give back to center. So easy with their O-line back out there. They have not spent too much time on these games. That said, they have broken this lineup tonight. Goes inside. Can't get there. Caselli goes to Billy. Can they break again? Benji, that can be more than the small amounts of momentum we just described if they get a third in a row here. Caselli.
Credit to Zurich for sticking with the zone.
Up line, and it's low, but it's handled by Caselli. Billy finds the space in the middle. Siegel Gansbergen with the goal, and that is 3 in a row, and it makes it shorty time, Bench.
This is when those margins matter, Steph. When your opponent gets a little bit of a head of steam going, how do you just keep calm, keep positive, and say, we're fine, we're absolutely fine, we don't need to worry?
I mean, at 11-4, Easy could have been thinking of the blowout rule that Ravi, the abacus professor David, has spoken of sometimes. You beat somebody by more than double, 15-6. And well, PlatZHirsch with those 3 in a row have just ruined any potential for that. This result is going to count. There is a timeout on the field, undoubtedly by the bigEZ. We're going to want to right their wrongs of those last 3 easy turnovers, get things back underway. We'll find out if they can do that when we come back.
Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
So we are back. 7-11 is the scoreline. PlatZHirsch have just put 3 in a row on the board. While we're waiting to get back into the action, it's a good time for you to click that like button. Make sure you are subscribed with ULTI.TV as we continue to increase our audience, grow our audience, bring Ultimate to more and more around the world. We were ecstatic to be back in Australia doing the national championships there this year. And I saw a shirt yesterday walking around Vienna and a tourist in the center with some kangaroos that says no kangaroos here. We're in Austria. The one letter different makes a big difference in Belgium. Austrian capital here, Vienna, has Max Obermeyer alone gets that disc back in hand. Pass from the knees there. That was a hefty Spalholz gives and gets. Upline. Deutsch by and another turnover.
Where did these mistakes come from?
I certainly don't mind as Caselli starts waving the hands about a violation he sees.
Pick downfield is the call, I think.
Downfield is the call. And it seems like the pick might have been caused an injury. As the big man with the big last name, Ziegel Gansberger, steps off the field and gets replacement in for him. Maybe got cleated. Edge looks like foot or ankle that is causing the strife. Caselli engages the dump space. The safe throw. Caselli again. Ooh, and there's the miscommunication. He was trying to go back to Schneider, and Schneider had just moved up line, and then the bend, and that is in the Spalholz's hands. What a grab for the big fella. And they've attacked by... There is a call that's maybe out of bounds. And we're hoping we're going to get a replay of this. Here it is.
Yeah, he's out.
Out of bounds from that angle. So well caught, but not in.
Just pushed it too close to the sideline for him there.
And Billy's throw gobbled right up and given right back. Deutschmeier takes that one away. Finally gets it out to Obermeyer. Up line to Spalholz as his mark slips. And he cuts the defense. He goes to the middle. And the big shot lands in. And PlatZHirsch finally get one back on the board. Hockmeyer with that goal.
Yeah, they needed that because the game, I wouldn't want to say it slipped away from them because they're still in a commanding position, but certainly their dominance they were letting slip back towards PlatZHirsch's favour. And we mentioned that this is one of the games where the two teams have said, yep, we want our games this weekend to be included into the algorithm, which means that every point matters, because at the very end of the season, who takes that last berth to EUCF could essentially come down to goal difference, and the odd goal here and there could be huge. So this is a little worrying.
Watching in or out with Rob explain some of the current margins. And he said, you know, one tournament in, it's not totally accurate quite yet. It's going to take a couple tournaments to get all these scores and to put these these collections and games. But even after 1 week, to see the separation in some of these first teams, you know, to see teams that beat a specific team but still ended up lower ranked because of their scores in other games against like opponents, it really is. It's to be told that every single point matters. Getting a win and giving one or two extra up could be the difference at the end of the season. PlatZHirsch and knocked away.
if you want to hit that inside out lane, you've got to throw it earlier, because it's just a tighter window. So as opposed to the around, you can throw a bit later because you can really lead into space. You don't necessarily have that opportunity with the inside.
One hung up and did get brought down. Now they're going back to the hand of the football. He's got a second chance, but knocked away. Great foot up there by Zurich. That was arm, number 50. Should be getting credit for that. Van, low release and around. Kimmich. Weber works up, nice release. Looks like it's perfect. No, even the second after, well defended. I thought the Zurich intended receiver was in a very good position. A great catch-up speed to knock that away. Did you think there was some contact there, Bench?
I'm not sure. And I know this is sitting on the fence and hedging, but I'm really not sure.
I think I'm asking because I thought maybe there was just a bit, but a no call's a no call. I think that's just, it was that close to that. A no call sounds about right too. I'm not going to be fussed either way on that one. And a lot of space and a lot of time getting that one upfield in the attacking zone again. Our big easy. Schoenbauer gets one away. Obermeyer leads to the corner. Hochmeister back to Obermeyer. Wants the around, dishes to the corner. Back to Obermeyer. Ooh, a little bouncy bounce, but keeps it in the hands. Re-engages in the backfield. Beran. Hard swiping fake, Koga. To Obermeyer. They are playing discipline right now, Benji, as you like. And then they throw the hammer, as I said, it's still not in. Yachim picks it up. Very low at the shoelaces. Now, oh goodness, the throw was a speculator.
That's a real let-off. A real let-off.
Should have been caught still, but shouldn't have been thrown like that. It wasn't a scuba, it was an upside down backhand on an odd angle. But still two hands on it, but yeah, it let off indeed, Bench. So Zurich helps. Go under, Correa. To Kimmich. Correa to Van, he makes sure there's no company. And he did have time to run under that. Great throw by Correa, who gets it again. Correa leading throw, another good throw. Now the shot for goal. Vivas there! And PlatZHirsch put another on the board after bigEZ are just taking it a little too easy up there when they get chances to score. So we've got Ravi, the abacus, Professor David in the chats right now, saying that everyone from Grenoble spring break hoping for the PlatZHirsch comeback. Of course, that will make all of their scores stronger. If this was one of the weakest teams at spring break and they managed to come bring it over here, that should solidify or even ameliorate, improve the standing of all those rankings from spring break.
They're really keeping up. Let's go, Dion. Let's go. We have a chance. Let's go. Go, Elio.
bigEZ. Can they get back on the good foot here?
Here we go.
Hammer. Ooh, and that was speculative too. Spalmans takes. Schmid down the sideline. Deutsch Bayer goes back to the center.
Here we go, James. Here we go, James.
Holding big left.
Let's go,
Gives gets again. Chips back. Spalmans. They go Deutsch Bayer. Then gets the gainer. Spalmans opts not for the end zone, but the middle. And they've got some momentum. Deutsch Bayer. Finally, they're back in. He goes to Spalmans, and that makes it 13 now, Benji. 13-8.
I think the Big Easy deep game makes their offense look so much
Boys, one more point. Let's go.
so much more lethal and deadly. Even though we didn't necessarily see it on that point, I think going forward in this game this weekend, and maybe further afield than that, look for them to maybe utilise more of that rather than passes like this, which, you know, they're in good flow, and again, they do set up the plan really nicely, but yeah, I think stretching is not a bad idea sometimes.
So 13-8. There's 5 minutes remaining.
I think that was what I heard on the speaker.
Big pull, that's going to be well out of bounds.
Yeah, that was not close.
Saving it from the team warming up.
Leute, Point for Point, wir wollen ihn auch.
Correa brings it to the spot. And engages arm up the line. Gator on the first throw. Next throw, having trouble, but he does it. Viva bails out Correa and says, I'll take it. Then goes cross field. Great luck. Good finish to the check. Kimmich for the goal.
A couple of times we've seen them do that, get the disc on the break side, they fake the break side continuation, and the defenders in the end zone, obviously they're trying to read the thrower as well as the player they're matching up. So they just step in a little to stop that, and then they've been able to feather the blade over the chop and drop it into the bucket beyond. Clever idea there from PlatZHirsch.
And Bench, it would be remiss of me to not mention anything about food over the course of an entire game. How about dinner last night?
It was nice, wasn't it? We went to Vils and we got some Vienna schnitzel, had a nice couple of beers or two. We went to church, which is the pub just around the corner from where we're staying with Christina, which I must admit, it's like no church I've ever been in before, which is not a bad thing.
Good old fun.
Had to listen to a very catchy song about a sexy lady.
When we walked in.
And if you wonder what the lyrics were, that was pretty much it. That's why it was so catchy.
Big Easy get back going the other way. Deutsch Bayer goes for the big banger. That is going to work. And it looks speculative for one moment, but Schmid does indeed close the hands on it. And that makes it 14. They're one away.
It's been such a weapon for them in this game, hasn't it? The ability to air it out and get it all in one go when required, as they did there. And, you know, Schmid's been big for them downfield. The 91, the 97 Spartals has been good as well. It's just a question of can they get them down in bounds? Can they get the weighting of the right? More often than not, they absolutely have.
So game point now available for Big Easy. They would have to do it on a break. There was a point in time where I was not willing to call this game point because they weren't on offense, but I do nowadays. Mostly because there is an ability to score without ever having possession. And time I didn't accept that or acknowledge that, but his game point, 14-9. A game where PlatZHirsch started off quite poorly and found a good form. bigEZ storms the gates and let off the gas for a small moment too, but globally bigEZ has been the better side here as Arm tries with his team to extend the game as the loudspeaker booms. Viva to Arm, back to Viva. Winds up, doesn't give it. Arm. Working hard to find Codan. And then just blasts it and there's nobody home.
Defense too smothering and stifling.
So chance to win the game for the bigEZ right now. As Obermeyer gives the slow walk to the line. First throw works inside. Through the hands they go back to Obermeyer. Kogan again. Ooh, and Kogan was expecting something else from Obermeyer, and then the sneak back again, Yahid.
That's that quick heads-up transition, seeing, okay, will we tend it over? Is there an opportunity to win it back straight away when perhaps they're not quite expecting it?
Obermeyer goes up early, and Keminch takes advantage and takes it away for PlatZHirsch again. I take Cordena. Leading through, gets there. Bagmegan jacks it, and that's knocked away in front of the goal by Kogan.
Been a no-fly zone around that end zone, really, for or either end zone for PlatZHirsch points in this game, which feels a little bit inappropriate given how close we are to the airport.
See the players coming in now, bench.
It's going to be a very frequent feature.
Yahid bails out that throw and then puts it deep. Could this be the game? It is! bigEZ finally put this one away. The game-winning goal into the hands of Tinoni. And the final scoreline, 15 bigEZ, 9 PlatZHirsch.
Yeah, it's good value for it, I think, in the end, really, the bigEZ. They led from wire to wire, were never really put under too much pressure, and while kind of about halfway through that second half, PlatZHirsch began to establish a bit more ground and begin to find a way back into the game. That most of the damage had already been done, and bigEZ were able to take a breath, fortify themselves, and run out 6-point victors.
The human algorithm strikes the chats again and lets us know that the 15-9 one away from what was the predicted 15-8 won't change things too much. So things go into plan here as Vienna, and that's good news with the weather forecasts. We have got more action coming at you all day long, bench. Next up will be catch-up versus troubles in the women's division as we get another look at some of the highlights of this game. But a great day in front of us, Benji. We'll see Mosquitoes versus Fui. We'll see the other Zurich side, the women's side, Swarm versus Sharks. And then Tough versus East Block is our day of streaming. After that, there is more action, but we're going to need to wait until these brackets or these pools have worked themselves out, because at the end of the day will put us in the quarterfinals. So we're going to leave you with these highlights and be back for that next match. For Benji Reese, I'm Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks for joining us here on ULTI.TV at Vienna Spring Break. We'll catch you next time, and that won't be long.
I wanted to end all, 'cause I've been trying, I've been waiting for so long. Waiting.
Thanks. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Milan. I mean, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
Try to fix it. I try to picture someone else but you. But then you kissed me, and now there's nothing else I wanna do. For the record, I never thought it would be you and me. You said tomorrow.